Warning for this video may contain spoilers about the game that you clicked on. What is up, dudes and dudettes? It is I, TrainerHado, and we're here with another thoughts, comments, and concerns involving the new Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 4. This game is simply incredible. There is very little. I have like three main complaints essentially with this game, and they're very small, like these really don't matter type of complaints in the grand scheme of things. So let's go ahead and we will start out with those very simple complaints, and then we'll get into more of why I like this game and some of the more plot related things that I really feel like I should talk about and whatnot. So first main complaint is that I don't like how it is only really Doc Ock and Martin Lee or Mr. Negative that get their own specific boss fights. You kind of chase around Electro around I believe they call it the raft in the game, but in terms of like the Rhino, Scorpion, Vulture, Electro, those guys are 100% like tag team boss fights, and that's fine, but I kind of wanted a more personal experience facing them, but it does add another level of challenge trying to face off against specifically Rhino and Scorpion at the same time, and then trying to get both of their patterns down without like getting yourself hurt in the process type of thing. So I get why it's like that. It adds another layer of it, but at the same time I'm like, I really would have enjoyed a more like singular boss fight to where it kind of showed how much Peter has grown as a combatant, honestly. Second problem, there are a few graphical dips in this, and by that I mean like later on in this footage you'll see it, but there's a guy who gets trapped in a car and there's no way to go through it except to reload your game, and I did that, and I had to redo the entire mission that you're seeing here on screen like by myself, and it was super obnoxious, and I was like not a fan of it. So yeah, that's a problem, and I know it's just not me having this issue. People on Twitter and Reddit have already kind of gone over it and been like, what the crap's going on here, Insomniac? I don't know if there is a patch currently scheduled to fix that sort of thing, or what the situation is right now. I just know that that is an issue, and I would like it fixed. Third problem, actually, I know how to count. The web swinging is way too much fun. And like I said, these are very minor nitpick complaints, but the web slinging is just way too much fun for its own good, because I legitimately only used the fast travel system once, and that was when they made me do it, when you had to head to Dr. Octopus's lab really fast. But when it really comes down to it, I think that game, or the web swinging, is just fun to an extent of like annoyance, because I would love to be able to just swing around New York all day, every day. But I can't do that because there's shit to do. I gotta go save criminals. Or not save the criminals, you beat up the criminals. You gotta go save hostages. You gotta go fight the bad guys. Dr. Octopus is causing some bullshit. Freaking Scorpion's drugging you up. Like, there's so much to do in this game, but I just want to swing. Like, this is ultimately the issue I have, and it's kind of annoying. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm down. let's swing around New York. I'm loving it. Now, as for things I love about this game, I love the open world process. I love the obviously, despite how much I say, oh, I don't like the swinging. There's too much swinging. I love the swinging. I think it's one of the funnest part of the game. It makes a very enjoyable way to go through New York City. I love the little backpacks scattered everywhere. I love getting like the towers because it's not that difficult compared to. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game in a good hot second, but compared to things like Breath of the Wild, where it is a legitimate pain in the butt, essentially, in order to sometimes get some of those towers. It's not really that bad in Spider-Man. If anything, it's a little bit too easy, just due to the fact that, like, you just move your Joy-Cons around for a hot second, and then you get the right frequency, and then it's done. Ultimately, though, I like that better than a lot of tower systems, but it's okay in the end of the day. The Black Cat side quest is fantastic. I don't know who they chose to be her voice actor, but they did a fantastic job. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was beautifully done. I love the voice actress. Her voice screams that tone of, I am a sexy motherfucker. I am going to, like, flirt with you as I mentally degrade you. And maybe I'm a little bit crazy. Maybe I'm all sorts of what the hell's wrong with you, Otto. But I think that's just so incredibly sexy. And again, that may just be me and how I view things in the world, but I love it. The combat system here is a lot like Batman Arkham, the Arkham series, as you can probably tell just by watching the footage we have playing in the background here. And for the most part, it works incredibly well. One of the other things that happens from time to time, which wasn't enough to where, like, it got annoying, but the camera would just randomly switch spots, and you would no longer be able to properly see what the initial plan was or what they were trying to do or anything like that. And so that would make it incredibly difficult in order to, see and do what you wanted to do. But that happened on a rare basis to where I didn't really ever feel like it was an issue. And overall, I think this game is very well done. At the moment at least, I don't think it's going to surpass God of War for me, just due to the fact of, despite how this game's overarching story went, I don't think it surpassed just the reality of God of War for me. And that's definitely just a personal preference type of thing, but the God of War story for me was just a little bit more relatable. Now, the story on this one, I will give them balls, because I'm a decent Spider-Man fan. I haven't really read a lot of the comics or anything like that really since I'm trying to think. Probably I have not been involved in the comics for a good few years, so it's probably been like 2008 or so since I really read any of the comics or anything like that. But they killed Aunt May in this game, and there's a part of me that hates them so much for killing Aunt May. And then another part of me is just like, props on you for killing Aunt May. You are a dick, and I hate you, but I respect you because you did it. Like, I don't think she deserves it, but I understand how, like, vital it was for the expression and whatnot. Story arc with Dr. Octopus, I think, was also very well done in terms of you saw him slowly want to do everything he could in order to do that and get what he wanted out of everything. And I can relate to that to an extent. Not as much as I could with God of War, but definitely it's up there for sure, and I really do like it. I am just unsure on if it's as organic as I want it to be or not. I think the ending, though, when Spider-Man finally beats Dr. Octopus, is one of the best scenes in the entire game, because there's so much raw emotion and feeling about it that it's hard to, like, take it. How Spider-Man basically just looks and Doc Ock says, "Of course you were going to betray me, like everyone always does and has." And he just goes, "Betray you? I worshipped you. You were everything I inspired to be, and you threw it all away." That resonates to me on a very emotional level, to which I don't know why, because I've never had someone in my life like that, but I could just see something like that happening in a way of, like, I feel this way for a person and I want to make them proud and be a better person because of it, but for whatever reason it just doesn't happen. And it's the ending of this game is beautifully done. I think it's on par with the ending of God of War, but the overall overall story and whatnot, I think God of War is just slightly better. Gameplay mechanics, I'll probably give that to Spider-Man here. I really enjoy the customizable options you have here. You have a lot of options in terms of getting a bunch of different variety of suits. You have a large variety of gadgets you can use, though I didn't really end up using all too many of them, if I'm going to be 100% honest. I think I mostly ended up just using the web bombs and the web shooters. I didn't really ever end up using, like, the spider gadget, despite me getting early access to that for pre-ordering over at GameStop. But there was just a lot of it seemed kind of useless, and a lot of the suits were kind of ugly, like the ghost spider. I don't know why that's there, but it is ugly. It is probably my least favorite suit in this game. But there was a lot that was just very, like, questionable about it all, though. One of the last things I want to go over real quick as well is just the Easter eggs for the overall MCU. There is Avengers Tower that's in the game, and I absolutely love that as a Easter egg. There is the Wakandan embassy that is in the game, as well as the Sanctum Sanctorum, I believe that's how it's said. I don't remember. I haven't watched Doctor Strange in a hot minute, but a lot of Easter eggs here and there. I haven't noticed any others, but I'm sure there are plenty all throughout everything. So the overall Easter eggs and everything like that, I'm loving it. I can't wait for the DLC that's going to drop next month. Super excited for that. But guys, I think for the most part, that is going to be everything for this episode. As for a scoring, I think I'm going to go ahead and give this a solid, probably 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I honestly think it is one of the best games of this year. I think that if you own a PlayStation, you need to get this game, and I think if you own an Xbox, you need to go buy a PlayStation to play this game. It is that well done and beautiful. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this thoughts, comments, concerns, review-ish video. Of course, if you guys have any other sort of comments or concerns or any general feedback about this game that I didn't go over and you think needs to be addressed, I want you to go ahead, leave it down in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead, leave a like, and if you really enjoyed, go ahead, don't feel hesitant to feel that you need to subscribe or anything like that, and I will go ahead and see y'all in another video. Bye bye.